Hey guys, man, I hope you're doing well. Um, Look, I don't know about you, but I am really looking forward to camp next week. Um, Look, I just wanted to review a few things with you. Um, First of all, you should have gotten an email from Snowbird either Monday or maybe early Tuesday morning, but you should have gotten an email from Snowbird, so make sure that you see that and you see some details that are in there. And then you should have a information packet from me. I passed these out a couple of weeks ago, but if you didn't get one or you've lost yours and you need another one, you can do a couple of things. One, you can swing by the church and pick one up, or there will be a link in this email that you can click on that link, and it'll take you to a Google Drive where you can download that. But let me go over a couple of things that have come up. Some of you have had some questions, and so I figured that if one has those questions, there may be others that have them. So I'm going to try to go through these as quickly as possible. Okay. So for one is your balance. Look, I'll send out an email on Wednesday of this week with your balance. And remember this, please remember this, that when I send this out, that if there is an issue at all, I know that with this current situation that we're in, that sometimes there's a financial hardship. Please know that we have people at the church. I've had people already come up to me and say, if there's a kid that needs to go to camp, just let me know. I don't tell them a name or anything, but if you need some help, please, there's some funding available. We want to make sure that the kid gets to go to camp. So be aware of that. Now, when we get to camp, if you've listened to the video about how they are handling the safety protocols with COVID right now, you should already understand some of this terminology, but I'm going to use the word cohort. That's the term that they've been using. We'll be divided into a cohort. Cohorts are about 25 people. We have 26 that are planning to go with us next week. So we would not be divided up. Our church group would be a cohort. The only time that we would really be divided is in our housing, girls in a cabin, guys in a cabin. And also, just want to let you know, guys, I'm planning to bring some earplugs since you all will have to be sleeping in the same room with me. And a box fan, and hopefully that'll help offset not only my snoring, but also your smells. But we'll be divided up into cohorts, and this works with recreation. So question, how does recreation work? How do you get to choose what recs that you want to be a part of if you're in a cohort? So I'm gonna try to go through this as quickly as I can and efficiently. First thing you have to recognize is there are off-campus recreations and there's on-campus recreations. Off-campus recreation include things like whitewater rafting, horseback riding, canoeing, river tubing, okay? And so there's some of those options. And then there's options that are on campus. On campus are things like archery tag, the aerial park, the rec field, basketball, disc golf, poopy pole, three-man swing, Goliath swing. You see the rec options that are there. So those things are on campus. Now the way it would work is, let's give it, for instance, on Tuesday, Northside has been assigned to go whitewater rafting off campus, and we've also been assigned like 3 recreation options on campus. Now, you as an individual get to choose whether you want to do whitewater rafting or whether you want to do the on-campus recreation on that day. And so you would go with Northside. So if we're on campus, let's say you've chosen the on-campus for that day, our Northside group, if it's 10 of us, if it's 15, if it's all 26 of us, we would be together and we would rotate through those on-campus recreations for that day. But let's say that let's say that the group is about 50-50. So there's about 13 people that want to go and do whitewater rafting, and the other 13 want to stay on campus. Well, the group that goes whitewater rafting rides in a bus, and they're together. Now, this is why it's important that you bring your mask. Well, 2 reasons actually. One is very clear that we're going to the state of North Carolina. North Carolina says that if you're in public, you got to wear a mask. That's just their rules right now. It's their laws. The second thing is, when you're just with our church group, you don't have to wear a mask, okay? But when you go off campus, so if you're going to go whitewater rafting, let's just say there's 3 people from Northside that want to go whitewater rafting. Well, they can't put just 3 of us on a great big bus. I don't know, making up a number here, 65 passenger bus. They can't put 3 of us on there. They're also not going to put 65 people on there. They're going to put about half capacity so we can spread out. But while you're spread out, you also wear a mask because there may be other church groups that also ride the bus to go whitewater rafting that day. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, still reach out to me to figure that out. So bottom line is, you may not get to choose or get to complete all of your top recreation options, but it should be flexible enough that you can at least do several of those that you really want to do. Okay. And so you may have to make a decision. Hey, there's 2 things I really want to do. They've both been assigned for Thursday, so on Thursday I got to make a choice which one I really want to do better. And then the last thing I'll say about recreation is there are 2 events that require money. Those were in that email that came out: horseback riding and the more intense whitewater rafting. So that's the Ocoee. Look, I would just say this because I had a parent ask me about sending money to do those things, but not wanting to send extra money that then just be spent on frivolous stuff. And I totally get that. So here's what I'm asking you to do. You all have each other's cell phone numbers and email. You know how to contact each other. Just reach out beforehand and say, hey, are you thinking about doing this? Or you want to go horseback riding? I'd like to go. I don't want to go by myself, but if you'll go, I think we could go. Or you want to raft down the Ocoee with me? And just kind of figure that out among yourselves before you get there, so that just helps parents out know how much money to send with you. Okay? Yeah, and I said that there was the more intense whitewater rafting. There's 2. One is the Nantahala. That's really calm. That's a really calm river. I've been down that river several times. In fact, I was down that river on Monday this week. And there's also a more intense, the Ocoee. I've never done the Ocoee, but I hear it's a lot of fun. So just leave that up to you. Another question that came up was Wi-Fi. Yes, there's Wi-Fi on campus. I want to encourage you to bring your mask, bring sunscreen, bring some water shoes if you do go whitewater rafting. Flip-flops and Crocs will not cut it. Okay, you need to have something that closes around your toe and your heel, like a good sandal or a water shoe, or even just an old pair of tennis shoes. You don't have to put socks on. You just slip them on and you go down the river. But you got to have some type of shoe. You either got to bring it with you, which is the smart thing to do, or you can just they have them there. You can buy, and that's no good. You don't want to do that. Just bring something. All right. Last couple of things. Some people have asked about the snack shack. And so you can send money if you want to for the snack shack, but they also have a way you can set up an account. If you set up an account, you don't have to have your phone, you don't get a card or whatever. So if I set up an account for Micah, he would just go up to the snack shack and he would say, hey, my name is Micah Cobb, and I want a Snicker bar and a Gatorade. And however much money that comes to, it's just deducted out of his account. So he just needs to know his name. It's an account. It runs kind of like that. So you can set that up. You can put some money in, like a debit account almost. So read your packet. Let me know if you got any questions. Reach out to me, 770-846-2131. Pray. We're going to have a lot of fun, but pray that this is a time and opportunity that we can be drawn closer to the Lord, that our relationships will be strengthened, that we would also strengthen our relationships among ourselves, and that God would be glorified in all that we do. All right, rest up, rest well. It's going to be an awesome, awesome week. Take care.